I turn those two on. I want to graph them, and I see some of it. This is a window that I've used before, so it's not the greatest. So I'm going to go zoom 6. It's probably going to do the trick there. And so if I try to find those, you get, and I'm going to just fast forward these ones. You get 0.590. So that's one of the roots, and the other one is negative 1.250. And I've used y2 is equal to 0, second trace 5. This is solving a quadratic, by the way, which we've been doing all along. And so there are your roots. And then we're supposed to use the quadratic formula, and that I'm going to use loose leaf for. But watch what I'm going to show you, that you can double check if you have time on the test or any time, right? Look at what I'm doing. You can type in this on the one of the y's and the 7x on the other one. So for example, I have them entered already in y5 and y6. Right? If you find those intersections, you can check if your quadratic formula, right, gives you the same answers. And it often doesn't take that long, right? So that's one way that you can double check, but I will do this with you. So 2a, 4x squared minus 3 minus 7x. I'm going to bring the 7x over right away, negative. So that's 4x squared minus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. A is equal to 4, B is equal to negative 7, C is equal to negative 3. Okay, so that part you should get, and then I'm going to go negative. Watch this. The formula called, this is already there, and then you plug in the value of B, happens to be negative, plus or minus. I know it's a, right? So then it's asking you to take B and square it, minus 4 times A times C, which is negative 3. So gotta watch out. Basically, wherever there's a letter on any formula you ever get in life, consider it a bracket, and you're inserting whatever value you're given. Okay, so over 2 times A. Okay, and then we clean that up. Negative and negative is positive, plus or minus. I will actually show you how I do that one. Right, so you would go negative 7, you square that, minus 4 times 4 times, you got to watch out for the negative 3. If you use minus, it's going to give you a syntax error or something like that, and you get 97. Okay, so then if you got 97, you're pretty much there. Okay, and then so your first root is 7 plus root of 97 over 8. And that gives you a 2.11. If you get that, I'm fine. Like if you get the 2.11, you get the mark. So you would get 1 mark for getting this done correctly, like the A, B, and C. Get your ABCs right. Then you would get 1 mark for getting the x1, and x2 would be 7 minus root of 97 over 8, which gives you negative 0.36. Right, that's another mark right there. You knew that you're expecting 2 roots, right? Because of the discriminant being positive. Also, when I graph it, I know that the lines are intersecting in 2 spots, right? So I knew that from various sources. B, maybe a little bit more challenging. So let me write that out here, because I want you to, if possible, ace this one. Okay, ace this part on an AC. Okay, so you distribute, so that 6x minus 6 is equal to negative 2x squared plus 8 plus 4x. So notice that I mixed that up there. I'm going to bring everything over to the right, left. Sorry, 2x squared. Oh, okay. This was 6x. Okay, so 6x squared minus 6x. Phew. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. 2x squared, and the 6x is already there. Minus 6x. I bring the 4x over, subtracting. And the 8 comes over, subtracting as well, leaving you 0 on the other side. 8x squared minus 6x, no, minus 10x, sorry, right? Minus 8 is equal to 0. How are we doing there? I got that right. Yep, we're good to go. So you don't need to write down the ABCs. I just try to make sure you get that, the signs and everything, right? So it's negative 10 plus or minus root of negative 10 squared minus 4 times A times C over 2 times A. So that cleans up to negative, and negative is 10 plus or minus. That inside the root, you should get 356. 356 if you did that right. And so x1, I want you to show me the work, but I get it that time is running out here. So you get these two values for x1 and x2. Those are your two roots in no particular order. I don't care which one you do first. So that's that. And then the fun one, Neptune and Mars, right? I thought that was a very good question to throw at you. So 1 mark for the ABCs, 1 for this, and 1 for this. It's probably going to be more for the ABCs on a question like this, on a test, because there's more work. But for now, it's just like that, okay? Backside, or I can do it right on here. I don't know if you noticed, but everything is the same, right? Everything is the same for both of them, except for the A, the value of A. One is narrower than the other. I don't know if you noticed that. Or maybe you just typed it in and you just figured it out. That's fine, right? But one is narrower than the other. So you're expecting, right, something like that. I will turn off my other equations and turn on those two that I've already entered. I entered those two. I'm going to hit zoom 6, get me back to the start. And there my both of the graphs. Obviously, I'm just interested in quadrant 1. So this is probably Mars, right? No, sorry. On Neptune. Yeah, this is Neptune, this is Mars. So I need to figure out the times, right? When does it land on Neptune? When does it land on Mars? So they're both off of 7.5, like this is one, and then the other one is like this, right? So when you find both intersections, which you will get by, let me just clear everything else here. I'm going to make y3 equal to 0, graph this line, then you go find the intersection. Enter. Second curve is currently the other one, so I'm going to jump to the one I want, right? Enter, enter. Sorry, something went wrong there. Let's try that again. I need to go over the curve. That's where I want, like I want to find that one. So enter, jump, enter, enter. So this is 3.7140, okay? And then this one, I'm going to jump over to the second line. Oh, I'm in the negative, so I'm coming back up. There it is. Enter, 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 and you get 1.4521, right? So finding that difference, delta time, is 3.7140 minus 1.4521, right? Because this is in Mars, this is in Neptune. So how much earlier is, you will find that by subtracting. And the answer is 2.26 seconds earlier. And of course, you would want to put down y2 is equal to 0, second trace 5. You can do them separately, like turn off one of the curves, right? So you only have the y2 and one of the parabolas, and turn that one off and go over to the other one, and you're good to go. So a question like this would have been 3 marks as well. One for this, one for that, and then one for finding the difference. You get to keep this one.